What's up everyone, Anthony here with Empire Music, empiremusic.com. A little different intro there, but this is such a special instrument. That's a piece I've been actually working on outside of Empire Music in my own time, but it fit perfectly for an instrument like this because of the dynamic range and the note separation and just a really, really exceptional piece of playable, very playable, I guess you'd call it art, but the man is a true master of making instruments. Carlos Lopez, this is a Castedosa Conchers bass. Was lucky enough to film some content earlier in the year with Jonathan Hitchke, who came out on behalf of Carlos, and we were able to kind of launch these basses out to the public. Also lucky enough to own one in my personal collection, so I'm very, very familiar with these instruments. A lot of the videos I've been doing with like some Fender Custom Shop master built stuff, and Carlos used to work with Fender Custom Shop, although it's kind of an aside to just showcasing this beautiful instrument. But I talk a lot about connections with an instrument. I talk a lot about finding a voice with an instrument. And that doesn't matter what level of player you are, whether you're a beginner or an experienced player or anywhere in the middle. Having some connection to the instrument that you're playing is extremely important. It doesn't matter the price point either. But getting something in your hands and feeling it and letting yourself react to the instrument, allowing what the instrument gives you and what you give it to kind of become your voice with the instrument is extremely important. When we get into instruments at this level, granted they're not cheap. They're up there with like some of the higher priced basses that we sell. But when you get these in your hands and you get a chance to play them, it really, really is an exceptional experience that goes well beyond any spec that I'm about to tell you or any anything that you're going to read or see on the surface of an instrument like this. Granted, they're beautiful, but really the beauty lies in the details of instruments like this. And I can speak to that, again, as someone that's put their hard-earned money into owning an instrument of this caliber. It really is a truly exceptional experience. So with all that waxing poetic out of the way, but again, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, that Carlos really does make an exceptional instrument. He's become a friend of mine and a friend of the shop's, and couldn't be happier to get a chance to show off some of these basses and get paid to do it too. That's also a bonus here, being at Empire Music. It's pretty cool. And which is nothing without you guys watching the video. So please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate the viewership and the comments and everyone that's come into the shop to buy instruments like this and instruments in much lower price points. We really don't care. We want to get you the proper instrument. So if you need something, feel free to reach out, 412-343-5299. My email directly is anthony@empiremusic.com. Okay, on to the bass. So this one's in Aged Orange Sparkle, which is the same finish as Jonathan's, which is pretty rad. If you want to own a bass similar to Jonathan's, who is, if you're not familiar, check out Jonathan Hitchke. He's an amazing, amazing bass player. I just hung with him in town when he was here just a few weeks ago, which was cool to kind of catch up with him. Hadn't talked to him in a while. Aged Orange Sparkle. Now, pickups are really a big focus on this outside of the craftsmanship on it. We have Curtis Novak Dark Star, so like a Guild style pickup, and a Harmony Gold foil. Amazing, amazing pickups. We'll walk through some of the tones. Really exceptional. 3 distinctly different tones out of this, and I'll kind of let you know what my favorite one is for different reasons too. Basses like this are always full of surprises, and if you saw my last video with Jonathan, then you kind of see the surprise on my face when I find a setting that I normally wouldn't always dig on other instruments. So roasted maple neck on it. It's got a 12-inch fretboard radius. Carlos's fretwork on this is just absolutely impeccable. I've never had fretwork be so inspiring to me. You look down and just really want to play it. They are the roundest fret edges you will ever see in your life. Bound fretboard, ebony fretboard on there, so you get that nice, rich, fundamental and the brightness of maple. Really, really nice. Bone nut, reverse gear tuners. Check out the mole finish on the back of the neck too, or the mole burst that he does. It's just a thing of beauty. Everything down to like his hand-signed headstock with the serial number on there. Very, very cool. Just really inspiration machines here. So pickup-wise, we got the 3-way switch on there. I got full volume, full tone. I had on the intro there that I was playing with the harmonics, and really the reason for that was like the harmonics ring out on this bridge pickup so crazy, and I knew that from experience of owning one of these instruments. It comes with round wound strings on it too, which I love on this instrument. I love flat wounds on a lot of stuff, but there's something, and it's always cyclical with me, but round wounds are awesome strings, and they really do bring out the whole range of tones on an instrument like this. So middle position, not typically my favorite position on an instrument. Actually, let's go, my favorite, the one that I always use, or that I think I always want to use, is going to be just this bisonic Guild style pickup. Check out how big and kind of beefy this tone is. It's unbelievable. I'll roll some tone off. And that's kind of with a light touch. We dig in on that. It's so nice. Like I always say when I do the P-bass demos, now this is a short scale instrument, so we're 30 inches, inch and a half at the nut. I think I forgot to say that in the specs. 30 inches, so not 34. You get that tonality of with like the lesser of the string tension, that changes the tone a little bit, and obviously we have different pickups. But I said, well, I think it was the Levi Perry video I did, how different levels of attack brings your focal point of the note to kind of a different spot. Or actually, I said that I think with moving our hand around. With this instrument though, you really hear that just even in staying in one position with this pickup. Check it out. Right? It's like just such a dynamic instrument. Now, go back to the bridge position. So I was playing at the intro. Tons of mid-range. You wouldn't think this was like hi-fi jazz bass kind of sound. And it's not a modern hi-fi sound, but it has a ton of character to it. A ton of that mid-range push to it. I love both of those tones. Front pickup, bridge pickup. Now, even when I spoke to Carlos, I was like, man, your instrument is one of the first ones that I've owned that I really fell in love with middle position, just pure player preference. This isn't a commentary on right or wrong. I always find myself gravitating towards one or the other, even on a jazz bass. I don't always love like everything wide open. I also don't play a jazz bass very often. And I love this tone. It's really, really is, splits the difference, and it's the best of both worlds. That low fundamental, that kind of missile-like mid-range cut through it too. Check this out. Now, just to put that in context, it's mind-blowing how unique each one of these tones are. Neck position. Bridge position. Middle position. It's crazy. I gotta do that again. It's insane. Just words cannot describe it. I'll never forget taking this thing out of the case, my personal one, and just walking through the tones. The local bass player was in the shop, and we both, like, our jaws just hit the floor. My friend just happened to be in the shop at the time when it arrived, which was on a Saturday. Carlos was cool enough to overnight mine to me on a Saturday delivery. And I remember just plugging it into like the amp on the showroom floor downstairs. I was just like, oh my God, like just shocked with it. And to this day, that was 6-7 months ago, and I still to this day am experiencing new things with it. So that's kind of the basic tones of it. It's still a lot, right? A little bit of that stuff. We'll walk through some positions just with a pick. I love this tone too. Middle position. And then bridge. Taking the palm off. Got it. All right, so we're just gonna jump into some pedals because I know it's gonna kill with this distortion pedal. It's Earthquaker Devices Zor. Then we go to the neck. bothering me there while I was playing. In middle position. Absolutely killing. Like this bass sits in every mix. We could play groove-oriented music. All the way to something heavy and aggressive. And I love it in that bridge position. The middle. That's really, really nice too. Then in the neck. So really just an incredible instrument. We have one of these in stock. It's this one. Figured we'd shoot some content around it while it's here. By the time you're seeing this video, it might not be in stock. I will put a link below to our in-stock Castedosa bass selection. He also makes amazing baritone guitars. Actually makes a double neck baritone and a baritone 12 string. He does those are also called the Conchers, same body shape, but in a B2B baritone. He also does a Mariana, which is a Tele style standard guitar. All absolutely killing. Carlos and his family are just absolutely wonderful people. We've been lucky enough to forge a relationship with him here at Empire Music. If you need something, call us, 412-343-5299. If something isn't in stock, there is more coming. We'll let you know when. We're always going to be doing some basses. We're going to be probably his biggest bass dealer. I mean, it's my goal to be his biggest bass dealer because I really do. I've grown a good friendship with Carlos, and we're happy to be representing them here at Empire Music. So Castedosa Conchers Bass, get them while you can. Not a lot of them, and they are just about as good as it gets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.